Alright, everybody. Welcome back to another review. Yep, we're going to be reviewing another episode of a TV show. But before I do that, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it if you guys would. I really would. I'm also posting some stuff on Instagram here and there too. And I'm posting some of my videos over there, some of my, smaller ones. So if you guys want to, you guys could check those out too. And all that. I think that's about all I have to say. I know it's a very short introduction, but I don't have much else to say. So we're going to go ahead and talk about another, summer-related, episode. Now, I was going to say, when I think of summertime, I think it's pretty hot. It gets really, really hot during the summer. Especially in Missouri, it's so hot at times. It gets so hot. So hot. It gets really, really hot in Missouri. Oh my gosh, it's so hot. It really does get pretty hot. Especially in August. August is the most hottest month of Missouri. I mean, it's gotten hot this year. Surprisingly not as hot. I mean, it had a few humid days, but there's been a few days actually, a couple in August, and I think one in at least, July, where it's gotten into the 60s and 70s out. Which is actually really crazy. I guess Missouri always has that crazy weather. However, the reason why I'm talking about the weather is because in this video, we're going to be moving to Egypt. Yep, we're going to be moving to Egypt for Scooby-Doo. Yep, we're going to only moving to Egypt, but we're going to be traveling decades into the future from 1969 all the way to 2003 for this review. Well, 2002, 2003, because the show, came out in 2002. But yeah, we're going to be looking at Season 2, Episode 2's, Scooby-Doo Mummy Scares, Best. So this episode, though, and the reason why I wanted to review this one is because, I think this one's kind of got another plot like the original show when it comes to mummies. So I figured why not include this one as well. Now I thought about doing this the other way around and doing this one first and then the other one, but I've been kind of doing that, I think, with some episodes here and there. I don't know if I've reviewed any that were similar, I can't remember. I guess I reviewed a couple Christmas-themed episodes, but I haven't really, but I want to kind of switch it up, so that's why I'm doing it like this. Plus, again, I can see how things evolved, like I've said in my last review, how things evolved. What they improved on, what they haven't, But yeah, we're going to be talking about, this episode. So, now this episode, though, is, pretty interesting. I'm not going to lie, it's pretty interesting. So, this episode, starts off, Scooby-Doo, I actually didn't point this out in the last review. I didn't think about this, but, in that episode, Scooby-Doo and the Mummy, too. Oh, shoot, sorry about that. Got, I think I got bots there. Sorry about that. I thought I turned all those notifications off. Oops, sorry about that. I don't know, yeah, sorry about that. Oh my gosh. Seriously. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm sorry, I was not thinking about that happening. Alright, hopefully no more messages. I'll explain more of that in, I guess, a little bit. I'd rather not do that in my reviews, but alright, I don't know, but I feel like I should probably do that, but we'll talk about the reviews first, and then I'll talk about that. Yeah, so basically, though, yeah, so sorry about that. I got those messages. I didn't think I was gonna get any, but I did. But anywho, though, so, yeah, again, now that I got distracted, I'm like, okay, where was I at? Oh, yeah, I was talking about, Scooby-Doo and all that, the original show, like, that version of the Mummy episode has the gang, it already shows the gang. Like, there's no before. Or, like, before the game, sometimes they'll show random characters before we actually see the gang. It kind of gives a little bit, I don't know why, but it used to give me, it still kind of does give me a little spookier vibe. I don't know why, but it's like, when with the gang, you feel safe. You feel safe with these strangers that are like, oh my god, what is gonna happen? Especially episodes like this, because apparently, I don't know how, again, I don't know what the hell happens here. I don't think they ever explain it. But somehow the characters teleport through walls, because apparently the walls, so they were taking a tour in, this pyramids, and the pyramids, which I heard you can actually do that. You can't travel, you can't, go super far into the pyramids. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it's because of air, it's hard to breathe, or traps, because I believe these pyramids have traps set. So because originally, what the reason why the whole mummy thing, became a thing in the first place is because I believe in Egyptians, I think, I don't know, I don't remember, well, I don't know if this is true or not, but from what I could hear, they wrapped themselves in toilet paper or not because they thought they could be brought back to life. Although they did this a lot before they kind of quit doing it. Because they would, wrap pharaohs and all that, the leaders and stuff, into toilet paper and thought they'd bring them back. That obviously didn't work. Just think, though, I know people say it's impossible, but I'm just saying, just imagine in the future they might be able to do this. I mean, we can clone stuff and all that. I'm just saying, the future is very, bizarre. It's very scary, but very bizarre, I'll just say that. So it could be possible in the future, but not right now, but I'm just saying. But yeah, wrapping somebody in toilet paper obviously didn't work, so I don't know why they kept doing it. I don't know, but they would bury a lot of the treasure and stuff in these tombs and stuff. So, but yeah, they would throw in, a bunch of they threw in a bunch of traps and stuff in there. So you're not really allowed to really go super far into the pyramids, but I think you can do tours. I've never done tours. I've heard of them. I watched this YouTuber called Sully Pones, and he went to the tours. I think he's been to Egypt before, so his family was from Egypt, so that's pretty interesting. But yeah, so I don't know, but I do know, in this episode, they got them going in the pyramids, but they get stuck inside these walls because they're chased by this mummy, which I gotta say, compared to Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? I gotta say his design's a lot more interesting. It's actually pretty horrifying, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty horrifying. I mean, he's, the way he's wearing this outfit, and then he takes off his freaking, he rips his freaking mask off and all that. It's pretty interesting to see that, but yeah, and then he got his, his face and all that. So, they show his little face a little bit more, and that's the thing, I'm kind of they could have just kept, they didn't need to, show the face, but they could have, added some knickknacks to the other mummy's design, because, they were trying to not make it as scary back then, because they were limited, what they could do with some stuff in television, but But because I think somebody else became president of television at that time, and she was kind of very offensive about what they could and couldn't show on TV and all that. So I think a lot of shows actually got canceled and all that because of that, from what I heard. So they canceled a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. But yeah, this episode though, it is like it's very scary with that stuff. And then you got them, like I said, going through the walls, which again, they never explain that. They never explain why they go through these walls. They just go through these walls. And all that. They just kind of, I mean, they're okay. We see them later in the episode, but we also see them as zombies because they're hypnotized. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I like a lot of the the episode and all, doing all this stuff with these characters. It's pretty nice. Just like, because we get to see, the Egypt side and all, and then we see, like, one of the characters, which is an episode I have not reviewed yet, but this character, something, I forgot his name, but he comes back from, like, this dinosaur episode. He comes back from there and all that, and, I actually really like that. I actually like seeing, I like seeing him, come back and all that, That's something they started doing in this show. They started, like, bringing back characters they've seen in the past, too. I don't know if they actually, I don't know, did they do this in other shows? I'm not sure. I mean, to be fair, I haven't seen a lot of episodes of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo. But I've not seen a lot of episodes of A Pup Named Scooby-Doo, so, I don't know. I mean, I don't know, but I've seen some other, the other shows and all that, like Scooby-Doo, Where Are You and all, and these characters only appear once. I mean, the new Scooby-Doo movies, they have, like, celebrity cameos, but that's about it. So, I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see, though, that they brought back some side characters and stuff, But yeah, I mean, besides that though, I mean, I don't know. There's we actually don't see the mummy that much in this episode. Like, I don't know why, but this episode, even though it's the same length as the other, like, episode, I don't know. It seems like it kind of it feels like it takes a lot longer to get through it. And it's not like it drags or anything. It just takes a little longer to get through it, which is kind of interesting, Like, I don't know why I feel that way watching it, because again, it's not that slow. It's just I don't know. But yeah, it feels like it takes like when you watch the episode, it feels like even thinking about it now, it's like it feels like it takes a lot longer to get through it. I don't know. But yeah, I like too how we see the like the zombies again and all that in the club, and then we see the belly dancers, and apparently Daphne and Velma are like the belly dancers, and then Scooby comes in, and Scooby likes to come in and belly dance. That's actually pretty funny, I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty funny, but yeah, and then apparently they all end up going into the pyramid because they find these pipes in the pyramid, because apparently there's like a drought or something. So they find a pyramid, and they actually split up and all that. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the design of the pyramid inside. It looks kind of nice. Yeah, it does. Like very nice setting. They don't spend a whole lot of time in the pyramid. It kind of just shows up more at the end. But it is pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. And then after after that, the mummy comes again. He hypnotizes Fred, Daphne, and Velma, and then Shaggy and Scooby are all on their own, and And, and then they figure out some clues. So it's good. We get to see them have their own screen time by themselves doing stuff. And then they end up getting free because they also get sucked into the walls. Like, what the hell is going on in this pyramid, Like, I'm sure there's not a witch living in the pyramid, I'm just saying, like it just seems kind of weird. I'd say a mummy, but that feels more like witchcraft to me. Just going through walls and ceilings and stuff like that. Because they do that as well, they go through a ceiling. I don't really know where I mean, I guess maybe it's a way to exit, I don't know. But it's just kind of weird. Again, they never explain the effects. They're just there, I'm like, it kind of just seems weird and kind of creepy, but more weird. It's not creepy because of the episode, it's just creepy because, like, what the hell is this, and I don't know, and I like how the mummy also finds his way out, too. Only to turn out his name's Riley, or or something, Riley, or no, not Riley, I mean Melmore. I think it's Melmore. I think it's Melmore or Riley or whatever his name is. Melmore apparently turns out to be the mummy, but that's because he's hypnotized and Scooby, uses his rope, which that's how he frees all the others, and then apparently, he frees them and all that, and then there's the prince comes out, and, I guess maybe he would have been dressed as the mummy too, because, they were attacked. They were attacked as well when he was there. I mean, there was one moment where he was there, he was there and all that, and he just shows up out of nowhere. Like, they try to set it up. They set it up like, he's a suspect, but at the end he's not. He's not a suspect. Well, he's a suspect, but because guessing, who's responsible, but he's not at the end. And apparently, the prince does all of this because he wants the water for himself so he can make money off of people. And I gotta say, though, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of stupid. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that's kind of stupid. I'm like, you're a prince. You're a prince. You're a ruler. Why the hell do you need money for? I don't get it. Like, why the fuck do you need money for? I'm like, why? Why do you guys need money? Like, apparently him and his wife were both responsible. So I'm just like, it make more sense if he was like a scam artist or something, pretending to be a prince, or something like that. I guess that would be a little harder because, you got citizens, but I'm just saying, it doesn't, it just doesn't make any sense, like, why, like, his reasonings, why. I mean, with the original show, it makes sense for the suspect because he wanted money, because he's not a ruler. This is literally a ruler of Egypt, and he wants money. I don't know. Besides that, though, I don't think the episode's that bad. I'm gonna give it a good. Yeah, this episode is one of those that's pretty creepy, but I still think it's pretty good. Like, it's definitely, like, a creepy episode. Definitely one of the more creepy episodes of the show. Probably the most creepy in this show. But before we continue on, I will also give it a score. 120 points. That's the score we're going to give it. 120 points. Yeah, besides that, the reasoning behind it, the whole thing with that, I don't think this episode's that bad. Now, that said, though, I think I would say the original show is still better. The only thing that the original show did worse than this was the design of the mummy. But that's about it. That's about it. And I know, again, like, the whole scoring-wise thing, shouldn't, it should probably affect it compared to the others, but a design does not always mean it's going to take away from an episode. It doesn't always mean that. I just think the original show is a lot more funny, and they actually have the monster in most of the episodes. He doesn't appear that much. He appears at the beginning, and then he's at the end, but he kind of just disappears for a while, and I get you're trying to slow things down for the gang and all that, but, which is not a bad thing. I just, I kind of like the mummy from the first movie, or the first the original show. I just wish, that one had a better design, That's something that this show does over that. That's why it's getting 120 points. But this is one of those cases that where, even though it's getting 120 points, does not mean it's better. I'm just rating it on how enjoyable it is, not like how much better it is compared to, because sometimes an episode can get an episode or a season or a movie could get a better review. But it doesn't always mean, it's going to be like that. It doesn't always mean it'll be better. Because there are a lot of factors I have to, go with too. And with there only being one factor, which is the monster, which takes the points down, I think that's about it, Because I just think the other one's more funnier. And, I think they do a better job with, other stuff that are, but this one's still not, that bad of an episode. This one's still a pretty good episode. Like I said, too, it is probably, hands down, probably the most creepiest of all the episodes here. And the original series combined. I don't know, there might be one episode that might be more creepy, that I'll be reviewing down the road. That'll probably be my next one on the list that I'll probably review. I don't know. I mean, the thing is, though, these episodes just don't creep me out a lot anymore. Some of them didn't really creep me out to begin with. I mean, only certain scenes, like did in certain cases. Yeah, only like certain scenes did. But yeah, I mean, in this case, though, the scene in this episode is just, the zombies coming out and then them saying, "Join us." The way they say it, it's very creepy. Like I said, most of the stuff doesn't creep me out like that, but boy, this episode, even as an adult, it creeps me out a lot. Like, it does, like, it kind of creeps me out. But, yeah, that's pretty much the episodes. So, I got almost all the reviews done I wanted to get done this month. There's still, like, I want to do the store and restaurant reviews. I got those picked out, I'm just trying to get to them. But I need to, I need to save my voice. I need to rest my voice a little bit. So, I'll probably do them maybe tomorrow night or something like that. I don't know. I'll upload them at some point. I don't know when I'll get these uploaded either, so. But that's pretty much all the episodes I'm going to be reviewing. As for the Instagram thing too, yeah, trust me, I'm not looking for a relationship. It's just those are bots, I think. I just go on there and follow people who are following me because I've said that's where I have people follow me on Instagram. I go there for people to follow me, and I just get these random bots that just pop up, like asking me. God, it's just so weird. It's so creepy and weird. I don't know. But I'm not looking for a relationship, so, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Anywho, though, I will go ahead and let the video go. I just wanted to bring that up, just so people know. But, yeah, anywho, see you guys all next time. This is Dash Rose signing off.